Hey, football fans, this is Gary Greene, longtime sports handicapper and professional sports bettor here in Las Vegas for the past 35 years, and these are Gary Wins videos, and this is your NFL Week 12 Sunday night special, the bailout game of the week, and it's going to be a good one, folks, as the red-hot Philadelphia Eagles take on the LA Rams, and the Eagles installed a 3-point road favorite. The total was 49. The Eagles come in 8-2, 4-1 on the road, so they have been very impressive on the road. And the Rams come in 5-5, 3-2 at home. But the Rams can control their own destiny if they can just start to get hot here down the stretch, especially with 3 of their 4 final games against their own division opponents. They still have a legitimate shot. So 5-5 for some teams, they're done, but not for the LA Rams. Now, the Eagles are red hot, winning 6 straight games. They have wins by 8, 28, 5, 20, 25 in the last 5 weeks. The defense for the Eagles right now playing lights out. They're now number 1 in the NFL on the defensive side of the ball. Most impressively for the Eagles, it's hard to win in the NFL to begin with, but it's really hard to win on the road. And how good have the Eagles been in this hot stretch? Well, their last 3 road wins, folks, are by 28, 20, and 25 points. This is a Rams team, though. Again, you cannot always use stats. We use stats a lot here on videos, but in this case for the Rams, you got to kind of throw the stats out the window. You have to look at certain stats, and the stats you have to look at here are the ones when Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp are in the lineup to help Matt Stafford on the offense, because those guys missed games, and it was not the same Rams offense. When they're in there, wow, what a difference they make. 2 of the best in the league. And when you have the Rams team with the 2 of these guys in the lineup the last 4 weeks, 3-1 record, in the 3 wins, the Rams scored 30, 26, and 28. So you can see they're about a 4-touchdown team when they have these 2 guys on the wide receiver addition to the lineup. Now, when we look at the 2 teams, the Eagles' overall offense is number 5 in the NFL, 300 in total yards a game. But what's most impressive is this is staggering right now. The offensive rushing numbers for the Eagles, most of it's Barkley, but also Hurts chipping in as well. But this team's rushing for 181 rush yards per game. That's number 1 by far in the NFL. And they're passing for just under 200. So beautiful mix. They're wearing out teams, and when they get down, you know what happens. When they get down to that 1 or 2 yard line, they score 95% of the time with the tush push. For the Rams, they come in with the number 17 offense, 240 passing, only 95 rushing. That's been the problem. They have not been able to get the run game going, and they may need to in this game to be able to keep the Eagles off the field, and I'll tell you why more in a little bit. But the defensive matchups, again, Eagles, number 1 defensive unit now in the NFL, just 173 passing, just 99 rushing yards per game. They're only allowing 18 points a game. The defense for the Rams, not so good. At number 23, they're giving up 223 passing, 127 rushing, 350 total, but they're giving up 24 points. They do have 10 interceptions, so they have been aided by that, especially in these couple of wins of late. So that could make a big difference in this game if they can pull off a turnover or 2. They're probably going to need to. When we look at why are the Eagles so hot, well, Jalen Hurts has gotten hot. He's gotten away from making stupid mistakes and taking bad sacks, scrambling around and losing 20 yards on one play. And he's got 15 touchdowns in the last 5 games. He's got 6 passing and 9 rushing touchdowns. And when you have that to go along with Barkley, if you're passing the ball pretty well, it's almost unstoppable on offense right now, the way the Eagles are playing. When you have Hurts playing in this form, this is what he was doing a couple years ago when this team went to the Super Bowl, and he looks to be back in it. And one thing that happened was the head coach, Nick Sirianni, was getting too involved off the field and during games, and that wasn't good. And they've kind of seemed to get past that quietly, and now they're just an engine running full speed ahead. They're a train running full speed ahead. The other big thing for Hurts, just 1 interception, folks, the last 7 games. When we look at this game, or this offense for the Philadelphia Eagles, the main reason, tremendous, and I mean tremendous offensive line play. Now, you can look at sacks, and Hurts does get sacked a decent amount, but most of that is not on the offensive line. It's on Hurts trying to make big plays. He certainly has the receivers to try to do it, but the big thing, again, is Barkley. in the backfield. Saquon Barkley, the best pickup in the offseason. I guess you can argue that Mixon for Cincinnati as well, but 4 of the last 5 games, Saquon Barkley 100-plus yards rushing per game. And when you rush for 100 yards or more, one carrier in the NFL, you're going to probably be winning around 80% clip. Again, the only downside is those 10 sacks. You got to throw that in there. That is bad, but hasn't killed him and hasn't even hurt him at all in these last 4 or 5 weeks. As for the other side of the ball, and the Rams and Matt Stafford's coming off a 4-touchdown performance. He's got only one 300-plus yard passing game, though, all year long, and that's what's happened. When they were missing Puka, Nakua, and Cooper Kupp, they had no shot at that. But even when they're in there, they just have been able to win on big plays. They've made a lot of big plays. Again, they're not running the ball good enough. You got to run. I think they got to run for 125 to be able to beat the Eagles here on Sunday night. But Stafford, he's thrown an interception in 6 of his last 7 games, so he's a little sloppy with the ball. Again, when you have Koopa and Nakua in the games, it's a totally different lineup. So again, throw out those stats. The Eagles, though, they run the ball, folks, for twice the yardage that the Rams do. Twice. It's almost impossible to have that happen, and that's where the Eagles are at with over 180 rushing yards a game and the Rams under 100. So the Eagles defense, the key here coming into this game and the huge advantage they have, and I do a segment Tired Legs and have for 35 years on my shows, but it's usually college football. It doesn't usually come up to play unless it's going into a Thursday game for the NFL. But when we look at this Eagles defense, they are by far the most rested team defensive-wise in the league. It's not even close. Let me tell you about the last 3 weeks that the offense did for the defense of the Eagles. The offense for the Eagles was on the field 33 minutes, 34 minutes, and 38 minutes. So in the last 180 minutes of football, the Eagles' defense has only been on the field for 75 minutes. That's in the stat facts. Okay, it's less than that because they demoralized the Dallas Cowboys and the entire defense set out for over a quarter. So it's less than that. So they're coming in very, very fresh legs-wise. And that's good at this time of the year. That's a blessing. But for the Rams, we're going to look at some scenarios to look at. The Rams have won 3 of 4. If they could knock off the Eagles here, they're going to go to 6-5. If the Seattle Seahawks beat the Arizona Cardinals, the Cardinals, Seahawks, and Rams will all be 6-5. And boy, folks, we will have some fun with that going down the stretch. That's for sure. I'd love to see it. But when we look at these scenarios for this type of game, you have the stat or trend of the day, I should say, for this game. Matt Stafford, he's just 8 wins, 13 losses against the spread when he is the underdog on primetime TV games. So he's not Kirk Cousins level, but he's not too good either. And I've always said this, to be a winning sports bettor for a long time, you have to follow some cardinal rules. And one of them is you do not get in front of a locomotive train running full speed ahead, and that's the Philadelphia Eagles right now. So there's no way, no situation I would be looking at taking the Rams in this game. Okay, it doesn't mean I'm taking the Eagles because I'm not. I do feel that the Eagles, this is still one of their tougher games. They have Baltimore on deck, might be peeking a little bit ahead there. You're never due to lose, you're never due to win, but you're more due to win when you keep winning and you're a good team. You're due to lose when you keep being a stinky team and you keep losing than you expected. So that's not going to play into the factor of this game at all. I do love the Rams head coach, Sean McVay. He's really still into the game. His guys are energized. His young guys, pass rushing, have been pretty good. I think they can get to Hurts a couple of times in this game to at least be able to hang in there, maybe cut off a couple of drives with some key sacks. But again, you can't see the Eagles are going to win like they did them numbers that I started this video off, winning by 20, 28, 25, whatever it was. That's not going to happen. I have given a prop on videos and radio shows, and it's hard to believe, but I'm 10-0, and I'm not a props guy. So it's just come out and about. It started out by me just giving some props that I really liked in certain games, and they're usually these preview games, either Thursday, Saturday, or Sunday and Monday in the NFL. It might have been a college game, but usually it's been the NFL. I'm going to go with a prop here, and this prop bet is going to be, will the Eagles star wide receiver A.J. Brown score a touchdown? And the answer is simply one word: yes. Yes. He will score a touchdown in this game. The Rams defense is allowing 7.5 yards per pass attempt. That's third worst in the league. They've allowed 18 passing touchdowns this year. In the last 4 games, A.J. Brown has no touchdowns. That is very rare because he wants the ball. Trust me, he will go to Hurts and he will ask for that ball. He does not like to be missing that ball. He has been targeted a lot more in the last 2 weeks, and 15 times. I fully expect that he's going to take advantage of this secondary for the Rams. He's going to get a touchdown in this game. As far as Brown, again, he's a pride player. He wants this. I expect that he gets his touchdown in this game, so that's a solid prop bet for you. Again, as far as a pick goes, again, I'd probably just lean slightly to the Eagles just because of how red hot they're playing, and if Hurts doesn't turn the ball over again, he's only thrown 1 interception in his last 7 games. That's, if you're not fumbling the ball away, special teams have been good. The young secondary, you got to just tip your hat to the Eagles' young secondary. A+. They have been phenomenal since they've put the young guy in the secondary. I don't know, it's about 4 games ago now. This Eagles game has been lights out, and this is going to be a very difficult game for the Rams. But again, it's winnable. And again, they're catching the Eagles in a good spot, going cross country, and then having Baltimore on deck. But we'll pass the game. We'll try to hopefully get in the prop bet winner with A.J. Brown to score a touchdown. Come on, A.J. Brown. Let's get a touchdown in this game, and we hope that you enjoy this game. I will have a Monday night preview, which the Harbaugh Bowl, baby, that's a good one. And always love to see the two brothers duking it out. A good game between the Chargers and